Did Kavon break his nose?
I guess so. Did we put it?
He's on the injury report with a nasal fracture and that he's wearing a face mask tonight. So.
Been learning it from.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
He didn't say anything about it. He's not wearing a mask or anything. I mean, I don't think it's one of those situations. So hopefully, it's just is what it is, a small fracture and not anything worse. I think I would know if it was worse and he was going to have to wear.
It says he's playing. It says face mask on the injury report though. But.
It does.
Yeah.
Face mask.
Yeah, I've never seen the face mask.
Yeah.
I
did. You guys have Pajemski and he's wearing it.
You said he's not wearing a mask?
He didn't. He was not wearing one in the walkthrough, so I don't know. Raymond should have that information. But once again, yet again.
Coach, I might as well because I'm sure others are going to get to you. But I was with Kevin getting close to 30,000 career points. What makes him unique as a scoring package compared to guys that are in that top 10 that have 30,000 or right under 30,000?
Just his ability to get a shot off against any defense, any defender. Nobody's ever had that kind of skill at that size. So incredibly unique package. And I think he loves to play basketball more than anything. He just loves the game. And so he works so hard at it. That's what I enjoyed the most when we had him here, was watching him after practice, just go through his routine. It's mesmerizing. He's an amazing worker and loves to hoop. That's pretty much it.
You were on the radio yesterday talking about, how you need talent in this league to win. Through almost 50 games now, do you know either way if this team has enough talent to compete at a playoff level?
Oh, we do. I think we've shown that, but we've also shown that we don't have enough to separate ourselves from the rest of the West. And so I think the point is, we're not in a position where we can just say, no, we're good. Let's stand pat. That's the reality of where we are. So Mike's doing his due diligence, doing his job. If there's something that makes sense, he's going to do it. And if not, then I'm very comfortable going forward with this team because I know what we're capable of, and I believe in the guys, and we'll hopefully try to capture a little momentum here. We have an opportunity for that. I think tonight's a big game in that regard, coming off the other night, but we got to go do it.
Is that a message that you've passed along to Mike? Just we can't stay pat.
Well, those conversations are not for public consumption. So, yeah, Mike's great. He's the ultimate collaborator. He calls me every day, fills me in on, what he's talking about, what he's thinking about. And we talk about, our team all the time. So, but that stuff stays between us.
It seems like every time around this year we talk about if some of the trade deadline chatter is getting kind of filtered into the locker room. Is it tenser even though than normal deadlines, considering y'all's situation, considering how many guys could potentially be in play?
I think we just have a lot of really professional guys on our team because I don't sense a tenseness in the locker room. I think everybody understands the business, and it's the hardest part of this business when you grow attached to people and then people move on, whether it's trade, free agency, coaches getting fired. There's just, you build these relationships that are really intimate because you're going through the fire together every day, and then all of a sudden people are gone. It's bizarre. And then I think the hardest thing for the players is that we ask them to be loyal and to give everything they have for the group, for the team, because that's the job. But then they might get shipped out. It's a really hard thing to reconcile as a player, but players have to reconcile it if they want to be productive and useful in their NBA career. Some guys, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, some guys are above all that. But the vast majority of these guys, they have to figure out that, they are their own best asset, and the way to be the best asset for yourself is to be valuable to your team and to be professional and to recognize that there's a lot of stuff that can happen that's no fun, and that's part of the job. And it's difficult, but it's something that the pros, the vets on the team, they understand that and they deal with it.
Steve, you said you might not have enough so far to separate yourselves. Did the last two games, especially the win Wednesday, give you maybe more momentum or cause to be active with the trade deadline coming up? Is that a further reason? The fact that you could beat a team like you did 2 nights ago.
Did it give us
more momentum heading into the deadline? Like, hey, this.
You mean meaning to not make a deal? Because
To make a deal.
To make a
hey,
deal.
we're good, but we could be a lot better.
I think Mike is really, really sharp. I mean, he's wise beyond his years. I think because his dad coached and was a GM, and he's grown up with this. I think he had a great apprenticeship under Bob, so he understands the league really, really well, and he understands the job, even though it's his first year. And so every team is constantly looking to upgrade, and I don't think you look at 1 or 2 games and determine everything based on that. It's always body of work, and I think Mike has a great feel for where we are, for what kind of team we have, for our circumstances. In kind of this run that we've been on for a decade plus. Every team has its own unique set of circumstances, and we have ours, and Mike is well aware of what those are.
But you also said you like the team as is, in case there isn't. Could you explain, why? What do you like most?
Good chemistry, great guys. They're competing, they're playing hard. So I like coaching them. I love coming to work every single day and seeing these guys. So that's valuable. That's worth something. But as I said, we're in the business of winning, and we're a 500 team. So none of us can sit here and say this is good enough. And so that means we're all vulnerable, and that's how the league works.
Steve, are you in a sharing mood today with the starters?
We're going to go the same way.
Same way, okay. As far as Quentin goes, obviously a big learning experience for him last game, but how nice it is to maybe have that stretch 5 at the start of games to get the offense maybe in a nice rhythm alongside Steph.
Yeah, I like the combination of Gary and Quentin. Because Gary's a natural roll man in pick and roll, and if the other team wants to put their 5 on him, then we can put Quentin on the perimeter, and he can space. I think they complement each other well, and so we'll stay with the same lineup.
Coach, when you look at Devin, we were talking with him this morning about not being an all-star, and he was saying, well, wish he would have made it, but he'll enjoy the week, the time off. But I'm just curious, having been around him now more during the Olympics, and what do you think about him not being an all-star this year?
Yeah, it's tough. He's one of the best players in the league, and one of the best players in the world. Just an incredible teammate. I've coached him twice now, once as an assistant in Tokyo, and then once this past summer in Paris, and I love Book. He's amazing. As often happens in the All-Star voting, there's just some really difficult choices, and so a lot of great players, a lot of great talent, and this year he was the odd man out, and it's tough. I wanted him to make it, but it is what it is, and people are always going to get left out.
Do you have a criteria yourself on what you look for when you're making that vote?
When I vote? Yeah, I mean, it's every year there's about what I think the average would be like 4 to 5 guys for the last 2 spots, and it's they don't give you any rules, they just let you pick. And so I pick, I pick according to what I see, who's making the big impact for their teams, who's really lifting their teams up and playing at a level that deserves attention and reward. And so that can help me narrow it down a little bit, but it doesn't make things very clear because, like I said, there's always, 3 or 4 guys. I thought, Sabonis is having a great year. Zubac's having a great year. Kyrie Irving. I mean, it's pretty hard when you get down to those last couple spots. It really is.
Steve, 2 questions. First one is, what do you want Quentin to take from the game the other night? Because he didn't play a whole lot once he started. But what do you want him to take from that game?
Just the experience itself. I haven't said anything to him. We're starting him again for a reason. We believe in him, and a big part of becoming a productive, consistent player in this league is opportunity. So we'll keep giving him the opportunity, and the more he plays, the better he's going to get.
And Caban, put him 18 points. What are you seeing when you're watching that from Caban? Because obviously that's not the norm.
Yeah, I mean, every matchup's different. There's some teams where Loon's going to be able to get some more opportunities around the basket than against other teams. So it was a good night for Loon in that regard. He found himself in really good position to score, and he finished and made free throws, and it was a great night for Loon. He was one of the keys to the win. So what I've learned, every game's different, and we have a lot of possibilities and options, and everyone's just got to stay ready for their turn.
Steve, with the amount of talent, should all-star rosters maybe be expanded at all, or do you like the number that it's at?
I kind of like it at 12. I mean, it makes it unique, makes it special. But I was never the odd man out either, so never bothered me. I'd made my all-star plans in October, so.